VIP Gallery, we have Honorable Alaso Alice Ashanut and Honorable Winnie Kiza. They are here to support us in paying the tribute of a lady like them. Thank you for coming. Second, Honorable Lop.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I rise to pay tribute to our departed colleague, the Honorable Helen Nachimuli, Woman Member of Parliament for Kalangala District, a dedicated servant of the people and a member of the National Unity Platform. Honorable Nachimuli passed away on the 19th day of April 2026 at Alexandra Medical Center, where she had gone to undergo a surgical procedure. In fact, she drove herself to the medical facility, an indicator that she was not in a worrying state. I equally spoke to her that same morning at about 9 a.m. as we had been planning a meeting for members of the opposition in Parliament in regard to the impending sovereignty bill, which meeting was due the next morning on Monday the 20th. Tragically, she did not make it out of theatre. Right Honourable Speaker and honourable colleagues, this is not just a moment of grief. It's a moment of profound concern, and we hope that all answers will be provided. This is not about apportioning blame prematurely. It's about restoring public confidence. As we pursue these answers, honorable colleagues, we must also confront the broader realities of our health sector. For many Ugandans, access to safe and quality healthcare remains uncertain. Incidents such as these deepen public anxiety and highlight systemic weaknesses in patient safety, regulation, and service delivery. If this can happen in a controlled medical environment, then we ought to ask ourselves what safeguards exist for the ordinary Ugandan in less resourced settings. Honorable Nachimuli has been awaiting to take oath in just a couple of weeks to serve her second term in Parliament, having earned the trust and confidence of the people of Kalangala District one more time. That renewed mandate was a testament to her dedication, her connection to her constituents, and the faith they had in her leadership. Kalangala District, which she represented, is one of the most unique constituencies in our country. An archipelago of over 80 islands spread across Lake Victoria, commonly known as the Sese Islands. Representing such a constituency requires exceptional commitment. It demands navigating geographical isolation, limited infrastructure, and the distinct socio-economic challenges faced by island communities. And yet, Honorable Nachimuli embraced this responsibility with quiet strength and consistency. She ensured that the voices of her people, often physically distant and politically marginalized, were heard within this house. In the shadow cabinet, she has been serving as the Shadow Minister for Information and Anti-Corruption, a role she diligently executed for close to 2.5 years. In this capacity, she stood firmly on the side of transparency, accountability, and responsible governance. She approached oversight with seriousness and clarity, contributing meaningfully to discussions of public accountability and the management of national resources. On the floor of Parliament, she challenged the deployment of UPDF soldiers on Uganda's lakes by the Fisheries Protection Unit, arguing that the army was complicit in illegal fishing and that criminalizing vulnerable fishermen was unjust. She criticized the unit for confiscating equipment, confusing fishing communities with contradictory directives and politically motivated messages, and insisted that these communities needed real investment in boats, in nets, storage facilities, and training, together with practical support, not just harassment. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, her contribution to this institution extended beyond legislative work. Honorable Nachimuli served as our lady captain of the parliamentary volleyball team, and under her leadership, our team recently secured another gold for Uganda at the East African Community Interparliamentary Games. This was not just a sporting achievement. It was a reflection of leadership, discipline, and the spirit of teamwork that she embodied. No wonder we are all here in numbers. Those who had the privilege of working closely with the Honorable Nachimuli will remember her as calm, composed, and purposeful. Her work spoke for itself. She engaged thoughtfully, listened attentively, and contributed with intention. Even in her final days, the Honorable Nachimuli never stopped holding the government to account. Her final submission on the floor of this house was on the 15th day of April 2026, last week, just 4 days before she died. She was questioning government's preparedness regarding our sports facilities ahead of a CAF inspection, now that Uganda is set to host AFCON alongside other East African countries. She was still pressing for details, still demanding accountability. Even at the end, Honorable Nachimuli was working. Even at the end, she was holding the government accountable, which was her cardinal duty as a member of parliament. It is particularly painful that her young life has been cut short at a time when she was just about to begin a renewed chapter of service under her second term. She had more to offer, more to build, and more to contribute to this nation. Her passing is a loss to her family, to the people of Kalangala, to the National Unity Platform, to this parliament, and indeed to Uganda as a whole. So as we mourn her, we must also honor her not only with words, but with action. Honoring her means strengthening our systems so that no Ugandan loses their life the way she lost hers. It means recommitting ourselves to the values of accountability, of service, and integrity, values that she held dear. We owe it to her. We owe it to her family, and we owe it to the people of Uganda. And so on behalf of the office of the Leader of the Opposition, I extend deepest condolences to her family, to her constituents in Kalangala district, to her party, NUP, to all colleagues in this house, and the country at large. We stand with you in grief, and we stand with you in the pursuit of justice and truth. May the Almighty God grant us strength during this difficult time, and may the soul of Honorable Helen Nachimuli rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Can we be a little brief so that a number of members speak? Independence. Independent. Let's first get from the independent.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, esteemed gentlemen and ladies from all sides of the House.
I want to show you how Honorable Nachimuli was a unifier. The secretariat, the whole secretariat of NRM is also here. There is Dr. Nekesa, Honorable. The whole secretariat is here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And this is the spirit we want in Uganda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, today we gather with heavy hearts to honor and celebrate an extraordinary life of a young lady, a beacon of hope and a strength to many. Born in 1985, just recently. You can witness her here in a casket. Who knew neither her nor her parents nor her family, and it could not even have fallen into the ears of those that elected her to represent them. Helen has left far too soon for many that had hope in her. Transitioning from this world just days ago, following a surgery, as we stand together in this solemn moment, let us reflect on the legacy that she leaves behind, the impact that she has made on each one of us. And what does this remind us, honorable members? That just like she was always entering with a smile, wearing a smile, like an unfolding flower, just like her name, Nakimuli, blossoming to fill the world with the sweet aroma. We should always remember such moments when someone walks into your path and at least shakes your hand. I request that we do it as just a gesture. Turn to your neighbor and say, I really, really would like to say I love you today. Not the real love of love, but I love you in the name of God. As you rest, as the members of the NRM, you do? Indeed. As the members of the NRM turn to the members of other political parties like the NUP and wave and say we are really one together in the name of the Almighty God. And Helen, that is what you stand for, unifying all aisles in this house. It's not usual that we act like this in this house, but it's something that God calls upon all of us to do. As our prayer tells us, we are here for the service of humanity and not for our benefit. Helen was not only a member of parliament, but she was also a great champion, an owner of public servant, an honorable public servant whose dedication and passion knew no bounds. In the 5 years, more or less, that I've spent with her, or that we spent with her in this august house, she exemplified a spirit that was built on patience, love, and dignity. She walked to everyone, even when she differed on certain matters, and always expressed her feeling towards you, all in the name of the people she wanted to represent and make better. In her multi-faced character, the one where she would smile, I remember her when there was a humiliation of a woman, when all the women in parliament stormed out to go and say, no, this is beyond this. I will stand for the girl child and the woman. That was the zeal and character in her, where she would express her disappointment, but also remain respectful. So, as you lay there, Helen, I bear witness that indeed you're one of those that have always been in the house, performing your duties with dignity and respect. Dear colleagues, just like Helen, we must remember that in this world we are all travelers, and that at such a time our departure note will be called upon. None of us knows the time, and this is what God has hidden from us. But imagine if God had made aware of us the real time to come. I don't think we would live comfortably. Just imagine if you knew that you're going tomorrow. I'm not talking of Honorable Mona. Please don't worry. Just because I'm looking at you. I would just imagine if you knew your date of departure. You would definitely sit down and not be comfortable with everyone. But as I wind up, I send my special condolences to the family. I heard the speech of a father who was belled with pain, but yet strong enough to call upon the deliverance of God. The daughter, who is my old girl at Chibuli Senior Secondary School. I was the head prefect of Luangula House. Your mom 2 years ago came to attend the send-off of my late father. But I have no doubt that we'll do everything to pay her back for this golden heart that she had. As we reflect on the legacy of our late sister, the Honorable Helen, as you lay down there, let's say something about you. You are good, you are courageous, you are someone that stood for the all-round representative that Kalangala must be proud of. You did effective representation for your constituency. You are here as their advocate, and definitely you served your party proudly and your country with honor.
Thank you.
May your soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Honorable members, in the VIP gallery we have Honorable Ambassador Barbara Nekesa Oundo. Please, thank you for coming. We have Dr. Rosemary Nansu Bugaseninde. Thank you for coming. We have the Honorable Emmanuel Dombo. Thank you for coming. We have Honorable Zaituna Duraru. Thank you for coming. We have Honorable Juliana Auma. Thank you. And we have Honorable James Treheo. Thank you for joining us. And you're always most welcome. And we have the captain, the chairman of the sports. Let's first have the vice president.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would like, on behalf of the people of Katakwi District, on behalf of NRM Party, on behalf of government, on behalf of my family, to extend my sincere condolences to the family of the late Honorable Helen Nachimuli. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Helen Nachimuli was a friend to all of us, was indeed a very active member of Parliament, whose actions were very visible in the committee work, very visible in the debates on this floor of Parliament, very visible on the ground. I visited Kalangala once, and she was physically there to receive me. The Honorable Nachimuli was a leader whose objective was the interests of her people. She did not have a lot of time on trivialities. The Honorable Nachimuli would always reach out to any leader, but with the reason of solving problems of her people. It has already been said that Kalangala is a very unique constituency. When I went there, she told me that you have come only to the mainland. But many of us here know that where we are now is the one which is a mainland. But when you are in Kalangala, again they tell you this is a main island. There are other many millions of islands. But one time, she told me how one time she nearly drowned because of taking children or taking a patient from one island to another island with a boat. Madam Speaker, to speak in an occasion like this, when we have lost a young legislator, who I also met many times in the Orthodox Church. I met her in St. Nicholas 3 times. I met her in the Ginger Orthodox Church once. I met her in the Gulu Orthodox Church once, when I would always go there to articulate messages of His Excellency the President. She was a very committed Christian. She was not only a Christian by word, but by action. And she was extremely respectful. She would always call me mom, when she's receiving me in the church. And she knew deeply the history and the culture of the Orthodox Church. When she would be there with Ssenyonyi, when Ssenyonyi is not there, she would be very unconscious, very uncomfortable until Ssenyonyi arrives. And when you find Ssenyonyi before she arrives, even Ssenyonyi will be very uncomfortable until Helen arrives. The Orthodox Church and indeed the Christian faith has lost a very committed Christian. I am glad, Madam Speaker, that you have given me the opportunity to pay tribute to her.
Thank you.
I thank you for the extending the support to the young girl. If those in the meeting, if the clan can allow me also to make a contribution, I am willing to, in their meeting, when they do the meeting. I'm willing to do a contribution in light of support to the young girl who is in S1. She's just in S1.
Thank you.
And I would like to call upon that child to be strong, because there are many orphans out there, including myself. My dad died when I was a second lieutenant. I was still young, relatively young. We know in Africa that a parent, even 100 years, is still a parent, and you cannot compare. You cannot compare. So you look up to us who are other orphans. We will give you a platform. We will give you the guidance that you need, the role modeling. We shall mentor you until the logical conclusion. I thank Madam Speaker for the opportunity. May the soul of the late Nachimuli means flower. I used to joke with her that, which flower are you? Are you a rose? Are you a sunflower? Are you a lily? And she would say, Madam Speaker, that she will unveil the name of her flower at an appropriate time. She has not done it. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice President. Today we unveiled the roses for her. We unveiled the roses for her in memory of her name. The Minister of ICT.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Members. I rise to support the motion that has been moved by the Right Honorable Prime Minister to pay tribute to our foreign sister, Helen Nakimuli. And on behalf of the people of Chinchiz East and on behalf of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, and as we know, she was shadowing me, and we always made fun. She would say, how can I shadow this huge man? Because of our different sizes. But we worked very well as the government minister and the shadow minister. I would like to convey our condolences to members of the family, the parents, and the family, the people of Kalangara, whom she represented in this house as a member of parliament, the members of National Unity Party and the opposition, where she belonged, and to you, Right Honorable Speaker, and the colleagues in this parliament. When I served in the parliamentary commission with the Honorable Dombo, who is seated there, one of the challenging issues which used to confront us was when we were drawing the budget of parliament, and we had to budget for how many members of parliament would die in that year. And we would put 4 or 5, and we would be scared that we would probably be part of those 4 or 5. And I just use that to encourage members that death is there, and any time God can call us. I came close to Honorable Helen when the Archbishop of the Orthodox Church died in September 2021. She had just come to Parliament, and I was coordinating together with the Vice President and Honorable Ssenyonyi the funeral arrangements. And then also she has been a member of this House, but also we were very close as a shadow minister, where she was very active, especially in the committee. And I could use many descriptions to characterize her, but in the brief, she was, like the Vice President said, a very strong believer in the Orthodox faith, very committed, very social, very intelligent, and respectful, and I could use many attributes. And working with her as a Minister of ICT and her as a shadow minister, we worked very well and had meaningful engagements. How I wish our relationship, that effect, would define how we relate in this country between us who are in the government and those who are in the opposition, because we always related very respectfully, and she made very meaningful contributions and gave us a lot of advice as we ran the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Right, Honorable Speaker, I have been following the debates and the commentaries on the social media regarding how she died. And there are lots of unanswered questions, the leader of the opposition said. I spoke this morning to the Minister of Health. I thought she would be in the House, who told me she has instructed the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council to carry out an investigation and produce a report to tell Ugandans what exactly happened. I later spoke to Professor Joel Okuro, who is the chair of the council, and he confirmed a team of doctors from the council were carrying out the investigations. They have visited the Alexandria Medical Center and doing lots of analysis regarding what happened, and a report will be produced. A post-mortem examination has been carried out by 6 expert pathologists at Marago, including pathologists from police, and a report has been given to the Uganda Medical Dental Practitioners Council, which will be part of the general report as they investigate, and at the earliest, this report will be made public. Members of the family, I think, signed for the post-mortem report. I got that confirmation from the executive director of Mulago Hospital. All of us are pained the way she drove herself to the hospital and came back dead. And therefore, the assurance I am giving the honorable members that once the report has been completed by Ministry of Health, working with the Uganda Medical Dental Practitioners Council, then all these questions will be answered through that report.
Thank you.
Lastly, Madam Speaker, I just want to make a comment to Ugandans that there is a strange behavior that has come where a section of Ugandans celebrate people's death and wish people who are alive to die. As a minister responsible for national guidance, we would want to call upon Ugandans. And let's remain with that culture of Ugandanness. That even when we are in different political persuasions, even when we are different in many ways, but let's remain human and desist from celebrating death, especially in the advent of social media. Ugandans should not push us to have strong regulation for the social media space because it is being misused and many people are using it irresponsibly. So I just want to sound out to Ugandans that even when we don't agree politically, even when we are different, but let's maintain dignity. Let's respect each other, especially in times of death. Let's not wish anybody death. Let's not celebrate any person's death. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I pray that the good Lord receives our
Thank
sister
you.
and rests her soul in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you so